What is up guys, JayFerGaming here and welcome to race 3 of my F1 2014 career. We're in the Williams, we're in Bahrain for the night race and in qualifying 2. We are kind of struggling to get through even though we've gone green in sector 2. We're 1/10 up on Perez. Really looking forward to hopefully getting into Q3 because in the past 2 races, which were fantastic, so I recommend you check them out, we only got knocked out in Q2, so it's going to be very close here. Coming up to the line, what is going to happen? We're out. We're out. It's by a minute margin as well. It's like 7 hundredths. Oh, that's really disappointing. But here we are, Bahrain. It's going to be a great race. I do like this track, and the race in real life was pretty spectacular, one of the races of the season, and the reflections on the car just look brilliant, so looking forward to this. Bit of an average qualifying session. That was on Legend. In the race it is expert AI, but it's still highly competitive. So here's the grid. Rosberg from Ricardo, Hamilton, who can't seem to get on the front row this season, the 2 Ferraris, who we are battling with realistically for the constructors and drivers positions. My teammate Massa in 8th. I am 11th and no real surprises down the field. Toro Rosso's, Lotus's, Sauber's all in order pretty much. So we're 1-1 so far. Obviously Massa's dominated me in qualifying 3-0, but I've got 5 more points and I've equally raced him so far this season. The strategy recommended is a 3-stopper, so I'm going to be going option, prime, option, but things changed during the race, I'll say that. No, I'm not. I'm actually going option, prime, option, just to get the undercut on the other cars. But in Australia, my strategy was totally different, so I changed it up. And think about this possibly could happen in this race, so we'll wait and see what happens. So we're building up to the race. It's not long now. I'm getting slightly nervous. It's really fun at this game. The pressure's on, want to get some big points. We're starting 11th, there's 4 lights, there's 5, and they're out, we're off. And we've got a decent getaway, but I'm spinning up the rear tyres, as you can see by that graphic there. Far too much, and the tyres are overheating, but it looks like there's a gap around the outside. Outbrake button, the Force Indias I think made a little bit of contact. Alonso looks like he's gone off the track, Hulkenberg's ahead. We're up to 10th, we're very conservative through that corner. The oversteer the car generates from all the torque is just too big. But we're slotted into 10th here. Hulkenberg brakes quite early. Oh, there's a bit of contact there trying to avoid them. I just had to adjust the steering wheel to avoid both Force Indias, otherwise my front wing could have been off because they were going really slowly at that point. But up to 8th, just behind Alonso. Massa just ahead of him, so it's a decent start for the 2 Williamses. We've both made up positions. I've made 3, him 2. Now I'll be looking to try and get past Alonso. So we are on lap 2 now, and Massa is getting held up by Vettel there, which Alonso has to adjust to avoid Massa, and I have to slow down to avoid Alonso, which allows Perez behind to close in using the slipstream, but it just can't catch up. Even with the Mercedes engine, we have more power than the Ferrari, but there's not many overtaking opportunities on this track really, apart from the 2 DRS zones in that previous straight we were just on. But as you can see, going on to lap 3, DRS has been enabled, and there's a battle going on for, I think that's 5th position, Raikkonen and Vettel, and Massa gets really close, which goes wide. I don't know where he's going right there. Side by side with Alonso, a little bit of contact, the 2 former teammates, but Massa is helping me out here. I can use the slipstream. I've got the better run out of the corner. It looks like I'll be going for a move up the inside here. And yes, I do. I'll brake a little bit later, get the job done. Go slightly wider than Alonso, but I position the car perfectly and block him out, and that is me up to 7th. So the 2 Williams are 6th and 7th, ahead of a Ferrari, which is positive. Just got to get past Raikkonen, because realistically in the drivers I'm aiming for 5th, best of the rest, behind the Red Bulls and the Mercedes. But Raikkonen got passed by Massa, but them 2 pulled ahead quite a bit. They had some really good pace. And yeah, Massa went into the pits, so he's pretty much banked on a 3-stop strategy, which is not the optimum one. You can see from the tyres, I was meant to pit on lap 6, as Alonso is attacking me, but he's not going to go for a move there. We know what the AI are like. The tyres were not degrading as expected. I think that the strategies on this game are based on the previous game where the compounds were quite a bit softer and there was more tyre wear. So yeah, you don't need to 3-stop on this game really. It was suggested for Australia as well, as I'm struggling to control the car. Now the tyres have degraded, they're going off the cliff and I need to pit, which I do here, for some option tyres. But yeah, a 3-stop is unnecessary. I'm wondering if Massa's been affected by the strategy that I'm choosing. If I go for a 3, does he go for a 3? I'm not sure, but we're coming out in 11th place here. So I think next race I'll go for a 2, and because I was just being defensive, going for what the engineer recommended with a 3, and it's obvious that this is clearly a 2-stop. 8 laps on both options and what's it, 13 on the primes it looks like. But moving on to lap 10, other cars have pitted, so it looks like they'll be going for 2 stoppers as well. Who's in the pit? It is a Ferrari, and that's Alonso. So the undercut has worked here. We've extended our lead for a couple of seconds. It's obviously worked really well for Massa, who's probably about 5 seconds down the road now, so could be an interesting battle here. I'm going to guess Massa's not in the running. But yeah, I've just set the fastest lap, got some good pace, and who's this? I'm guessing that's Raikkonen coming out the pits. Yes, it is. So he'll be on cold tyres. I've had a couple of laps getting them up to temperature, getting used to the soft compound on these new tyres, and yeah, going up to rich mix, this is my chance to gain a position, get up to 6th place. So I don't think we're going to get it here, no we're not, but we've got to stay close maybe for the next DRS zone, even though I get really poor traction at the start of that, out of that, I don't know what numbered turn it is or if it has a corner name, but yeah, it's just really tricky to get on the power there, and the AI obviously with kind of traction control get obviously better traction, but yeah, Raikkonen broke early here. I tried to avoid him and kind of the car slid up his inside. I didn't even mean to go for that move, but I just realised while recording this commentary I actually cut the corner there, and I actually didn't realise at the time, so I apologise for that. I would have given the position back, but obviously the race is done. Yeah, Massa's pitting again on lap 14, so we only did 6 laps on them. No, 7 laps on them options, so definitely a 3-stopper for him. But I've pulled away from Alonso. He didn't really have the pace at this point. But I extended my stint by 1 lap, so 9 laps on this set of options. Going on to the primes here. I wasn't sure how long the primes would last. I actually forgot the figure that was shown at the strategy screen before the race, but 12 laps on the primes. Should be interesting to see if we can make it to the end, as Button comes out just ahead of us, win 9th. Hopefully I get out ahead of Massa around, who's that? Hulkenberg. Looks like I have. Got to keep him back here because I clearly struggle with the car there. The back end steps out every time going through turn 2 and 3, but yeah, Hulkenberg's behind. And getting used to the tyres. Obviously a lot fresher than Buttons at the moment, who needs to pit one more time. He's not going to pit, it looks like, but I've got DRS, should be a simple overtake. I've got a better run out to the final corner. DRS is a bit overpowered on this game, so there we go, easy overtake. Going into the first corner, and I've broken far too late on the marble, sliding off the curb. Just couldn't accelerate there. And whoa, that's a bit aggressive there from Button. It's good to see in a way, but yeah, not the best driving there from myself, so down to standard. Gonna try and get back past him, which should be pretty easy considering the tyre life, the difference between ours. But yeah, that's lost me time. It was Vettel coming out the pits. I was kind of thinking about that at the time, and I'm guessing that put me off. But DRS on Button, could I get it done here? Braking later, it leaves me a little bit of room, but I kind of just fly around the outside of him. So that should be the end of Button, my racing with him. I'm in the fast mix to catch up to Vettel, and as you can see at the end of lap 22 I've done that. There's a back marker ahead of him. So I've got DRS, I'm not sure if he has. It doesn't look like he has, he's not close enough to the back marker. But I'm going to fly past Vettel. And Bianchi, I got far too close to Bianchi. Don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, the Red Bull's really slow in a straight line, as you could see there. I just absolutely flew past him. But not the best run here. It's Vettel who's closing in. I go far too defensive on the right and go on the marbles, which causes me to understeer so badly there, go on the other marbles, and Vettel just flies past me. A bit of a rookie mistake there. not realising where the marbles were and going far too defensive. So it's lost me a bit of time. I don't think I'm going to get any higher than 4th. I think 4th's probably a realistic target for this race. But at the end of lap 23, I once again get DRS. I'm getting recommended to stop for my 3 stop, but that's not happening. And I wish there was a button that you could press to cancel that, because that is so annoying. Popping up at the end of pretty much every sector. It's just get gone. No one wants to see you. But yeah, past Chilton now. Hopefully I'll pull away from Vettel, because I do have the pace on him at the moment, even though he has the fresher tyres. But skipping to lap 28, I was backing Vettel up, and look who's on the prowl. It's Fernando Alonso in 6th position. So we've got a 3-way battle for 4th here. Going on to the final lap. I didn't get a good run out of that final corner. This is going to get really intense. Vettel is closing in with DRS. So is Alonso. They both could fly past me here. Vettel looks like he's going to get past. He brakes slightly later, but I'm still there trying to hang it on the inside. Need to get a good exit. I'm really struggling with the rear tyres. Turn 2 there. Decent exit, but Vettel's still there. I'm defending, but I'm not going all the way to the right this time. I've learned from my mistakes. Vettel doesn't have the pace, so it looks like I've still got it here. Just need to position the car in the middle of the track. Nicely done. Alonso could get Vettel. It's getting very interesting, but this is just typical. Just near the end, snap of oversteer. Vettel's got to run. Using the slipstream, he's flying past me. I'm trying to get as close to him as I can just to put him off. Come on, we've got the straight line speed here with the Mercedes power unit. It's keeping him around the outside. Vettel slowed down. Looks like Alonso could get Vettel, and yet solidly maintained 4th position. Looks like Vettel's got 5th, but that was so exciting. The run to the finish, me keeping them behind me. Me keeping them behind me, right. But yeah, nicely done. Massa with his terrible strategy, finishing 11th. So disappointing. He could have got a top 6 here. And we're just dropping points to Ferrari. It's really disappointing, but Nico Rosberg gets, I think, his 2nd win of the season, with Hamilton in 2nd. So that should be a raging battle till the end of the season. Ricciardo on the podium once again. And I've got my 2nd, 4th place in a row. So very, very positive racing there. A great result. Vettel beat the 2 Ferraris, the 2 McLarens 8th and 9th. Hulkenberg only just beats Massa, and everyone else got lapped. Perez and Kobayashi didn't finish. So, yeah. Finishing 35 seconds off the lead. But let's look at the strategy. Massa is the only one to 3 stop. There's clearly an issue here, and he needs to stop doing 1 extra pit stop because it's not working. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, Rosberg's got a race win lead already, and it's over Vettel and then Ricciardo. Hamilton's at 5th, surprisingly, and I'm 1 point behind Raikkonen. And let's do maths, 17 points ahead of my teammate Massa. So yeah, aiming for 5th. I'm only 8 points off Hamilton, but obviously he'll pull away. So it's been a good start to the season at 10th and 2 fourths. Mercedes lead by 20 points from Red Bull. Them 2, I think, are out of sight for us. We are 29 points behind Ferrari. So even though we've had a bit of a slow start compared to them, I reckon we can catch up if Massa steps up his game. I'll be aiming for podiums in the next few races if possible. I'm not the best around China, but Monaco, Spain should be good tracks for me. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like it, leave a comment if you want to say something, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for any updates. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next race. Good night.